CTV makes a big deal uh, about personal responsibility all the time. Him and I have gotten into it numerous times where he keeps making this massive deal about personal responsibility as if nothing else matters. Like, you're only responsible for yourself and your own actions, and that's it. Regardless of everything else happening around you, regardless of everything in your past, regardless of anything else, you are only responsible for yourself. Him and I have gotten into it about this a million times, and he holds that ridiculous position throughout the entire time. Do you see CTV and Dylan go at it today? No.
I'm not gonna humor. Okay, I don't see any pictures of Finley there, but he was in the back. I just was waiting for more footage of him. Rory Zachroff and Jeff Finley.
People get locked up. Is that weird? I don't know. I'm still pretty against prisons, but
come on. Look, we need to protect our communities. Okay, SuspectSushi being there thing. Yeah, whatever. Okay, look. This is enough. This is messages saying, Dylan, this stuff is getting extreme, like super extreme. It's escalating. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Stays in the organization.
Ultimate charitability, and nobody else does. You would never apply that standard to anybody else.
I'm going to address somebody in Dylan's chat, right? I don't give a fuck about the Proud Boys. I don't give two fucks. Right? So we're going to start the conversation off from there. What I give a fuck about is somebody that was in the Twitch politics community, right? That was taken up inside of all of this thing and then was arrested, right? Potentially arrested, but at least had a warrant fucking brought against them. That's the problem that I have. It doesn't, and like I said to begin with, it wouldn't matter if it was you, Dylan.
How do you know? How do you know it's bullshit, CTV?
What does that mean? That what? Just because the cops didn't do a great job, now you're allowed to break the law without being held accountable? What?
Messages saying, Dylan, this stuff is getting extreme, like super extreme. It's escalating. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Stays in the organization. Basically tells me, don't come to school tomorrow. Then on January 6th, when I'm in my community, he lives in West Virginia. He doesn't live in the DC metro area. He comes over here on the specter of Stop the Steal, a conspiracy theory that Donald Trump had his election stolen from under him. Complete nonsense. He goes there with the Proud Boys, with an earpiece in, part of leadership, talking to Joe Biggs and the rest of them. Top tier stuff. He has photos next to Enrique Tarrio. Proud Boy leadership. He knows the organization is getting more extreme. He knows that it's been violent towards somebody who's his friend, and he stays in it. He goes through all the way until January 6th, where he goes into the Capitol with everyone else. Whether or not it was the government's job to protect that, it was also his job as a citizen not to break the law. It's the social contract there, not to break the law, because that you don't just rush Capitol buildings like that. He was on the front lines of that from start to finish, taking photo ops and all of it. That stuff, him participating in that organization that has been violent towards me all the way up to that, was the final straw for me, man. That was the final fucking straw.
So one thing I'd like to interject just really quickly, Dylan.
That's a nice fantasy that you laid out there, Dylan, right? It's a nice fantasy. Doesn't take into account any of the nuance of the situation that happens that day. And I remember vividly because I was watching it, right? I remember.
Keep it TOS, keep it civil. You're both good men. We both care about our communities.
Suspect.
Why is Fallen Hour on there?
That is the confirmed account. If you want to come on, man, I'll talk to you right now. Pretty disappointed you. Suspect, you participated in the fucking besieging of my fucking community, okay? I don't care of what type of Christian type of connection you thought you had of me, but you know how much that city means to me, and you participated in that bullshit. You participated in that bullshit. You were in the Capitol building. You were there to stop the steal of an imaginary election fraud. And you're disappointed in me? You pulled people out. You were in the building, man. And even if you were pulling people out, why the fuck were you?
There's my boy Small Forest. So yeah, Suspect Sushi, pretty disappointed in you. LOL. Very. You do. Was I? Vivian said, LMAO, don't have him on, just effing ban him. Oh snap, CTV in the house. SuspectSushi said I pulled people out. Dylan, when it comes down to it, you do not have the authority to platform or deplatform someone. What the hell are you talking about? This is his frickin' channel. What a stupid person. You don't have the authority. CTV, he said to SuspectSushi, hi, I will platform. I ain't scared.
You there in the first place, man? Why were you there? Why were you there? Pulling people out of the Capitol. Yeah, you were the fucking hero of the day. Dude, I don't know how much you expected me to put up with. But that stuff, man, people died, man. People fucking died, man.
SuspectSushi said,
dude, everybody else.
Say what you want. Just found it funny. Finger said, one time I saw SuspectSushi pull a 5-gallon bottle of water up with one hand and take a swig of it while sitting on a desk, and I'm forever loyal to him after that. What? CTV said at Dylan Burns, come over to the Wolves Den.
Was just like nothing. Everybody else was just fucking threw you under the bus. No one would talk to you. This pisses me off. No, this legitimately pissing me off. Come to Wolf's Den?
I mean, one time they burnt down the White House.
CTV, what do you want to talk to me about?
Oh. Dylan.
Yeah.
Why are you ripping into Sushi?
Because he participated in the fucking besieging of my city, man. That's some fucking bullshit.
At the same time, the motherfucking government's response was fucking inadequate from the start. I've been saying that shit.
So, if somebody fucking didn't do a proper airstrike on ISIS, that doesn't make ISIS fucking cool.
That is a horrible argument, CTV. That is a horrible argument.
No, it fucking makes a fucking difference whenever the government wants to overstep its fucking purview. That's the fucking problem. They want fair to begin with, and then they want to open up the goddamn doors.
There's Aiko. How's she always in the middle of this? CTV had Sushi in Discord after Dylan's stream.
And then you think...
And Suspect took part in it. He's a fucking piece of shit. He's a piece of shit. He's a piece of shit.
Do you think it's somehow the government's we're supposed to bend the knee to the fucking government and say thank you, government, for our fucking rights? I don't fucking think so. The government needs to be glad that the people come together and that we institute a government amongst us in order to defend our own fucking freedoms. That's the reality of the situation.
Are you kidding me?
With that fucking basic idea.
This is ridiculous. He participated in the besieging of my fucking community, and you want me to treat him like a child? I don't care if the government response was inadequate. Whether or not it was inadequate doesn't mean his actions were moral. Just because of a government response to crime doesn't make mugging somebody a responsible and moral thing to do.
Was your neighborhood like invaded or something?
DC is I live in the DC metro area. DC is where my grandfather went to work. DC is where my mother was a homeless resident. It's where I hang out. It's where I go to friends. It's my general community. It is fucking where we fucking hang out and chill, right? Sure. And seeing the churches that I pass every day have their property burnt, seeing the Capitol, which I passed by anytime I'm hanging out in the city, getting their windows smashed in and cops beat to death, you know, that kind of pisses me off. Having bombs planted in my area is not something that makes me feel insanely secure.
No, and then the fact that you don't even bother, like, have you even read any of the fucking the case charges or anything against Sushi before you start trying to condemn him?
He participated. Him being there is enough for me to condemn him for being a piece of shit.
Yeah, bullshit. Bullshit. How's that?
He participated. I don't care. He, in my eyes, is a dead man.
You don't fucking care because you're not a man of fucking nuance. You're not a man of fucking detail. That's the fucking problem from the start.
I was there, CTV. I was there. I was the person getting caught in fucking... I can't say that word. I was the person...
Street, right? Let's be real from the start. You were across the street.
No, I was there. No, once the stream cut off, I have pictures. Check, you don't know what the fuck you're talking about, CTV. I have pictures of me at the Capitol, surrounded by fucking Nick Fuentes' gang of American firsters flying their flag while I'm at the Capitol, getting threatened by execution. I was there when the media was fucking charged and had the shit beaten out of them, and I was getting threatened. You don't know who the fuck I was.
No, I know where the fuck you was, motherfucker. I was the one covering it that day.
You watched my stream. You don't know what happened when the stream cut off.
That means I was right there with you, just like everybody else is in your chat right now that wants to try to condemn me in your fucking chat for pointing out the fucking fact that the government is the one.
I was right there with you because I was watching it. I was right there with you because I was in your chat watching it.
That failed all of us.
Just because the government failed doesn't mean SuspectSushi wasn't a piece of shit participated in that. This is a line, man. That is fucked, man. Do you know how much this means to me that somebody that I had on my show participated in the fucking bullshit that happened in my community?
This is the kind of shit that gets people fucking condemned before there's even a fucking trial. You don't even have the fucking
being there. Being there was enough for me.
All right, brothers. I'm gonna hang on. I love both you guys, so I'm gonna step in here. I'm gonna moderate just a little bit. Keep it TOS. Keep it civil. You're both good men. We both care about our communities. We all care about our communities. I used to live near DC. I care about everybody here. So let's keep it cool. Let's keep it calm.
Yeah, no one should be planting bombs.
Yeah, no one should be planting bombs. I don't think anybody here will say that anybody in an American soil should have the fear that we had when we were out in Iraq, Afghanistan, and in incredibly dangerous countries. Like, I don't think anybody would ever say that that's okay. And nobody is saying that is what Sushi participated in. He's absolutely nowhere near attached to that. So let's keep it calm.
Yo. They still have my emotes. Do y'all see that? Can y'all see that? They still have my freaking emotes. You guys still have my emotes on there?
Let's keep our community together because we've already got too much division in this country as is. Let's keep it civil, all right? All right. I love you both. All right, go back at it.
Is it just them?
Your chat right now, Dylan, CTV is actual garbage. I'm going to point out the same shit that Internet pointed out before. Your fucking chat is nothing but toxic. Your chat does not even know what you're doing
right now. This is like some of the most personal things you're talking about.
So
shut up before I fucking mute everybody. I'm not even playing right now. Right? The fact that you and I have a relationship beyond fucking Twitch politics, right? Me and you fucking talk. The fact that you can't see beyond what's going on right now and hold the government responsible is the fucking problem. That's the fucking problem right now.
CTV, I think that's the point of contention.
What does that even mean, dude? What does that mean, hold the government accountable? Does that mean that he thinks that people broke into the that the election was stolen? That's why they were breaking into the Capitol, right? To stop the steal. They broke into the Capitol to stop the steal because they wanted to hold the government accountable. CTV thinks that the election was stolen?
It's that you're using this, like, the government didn't react properly as a smokescreen to, like, completely disregard any responsibility for the people who were there carrying out the acts, or those who were
trespassing signs.
CTV makes a big deal about personal responsibility all the time. Him and I have gotten into it numerous times where he keeps making this massive deal about personal responsibility as if nothing else matters. Like, you're only responsible for yourself and your own actions, and that's it. Regardless of everything else happening around you, regardless of everything in your past, regardless of anything else, you are only responsible for yourself. Him and I have gotten into it about this a million times, and he holds that ridiculous position throughout the entire time. So I don't know what it is he's talking about. No, we're not talking about Matt Gaetz right now.
Outside the Capitol when the
okay, wait. Dylan can back me up on this. It's a general understanding. Wait, CTV. CTV. It's a general understanding around here that if you break into a federal building, like when I was watching the Capitol get stormed, like, me and all my friends were like, oh shit, it's going to be a massacre. Like, there's an understanding, like, it doesn't need no trespass.
Who is that that's talking right now? I don't recognize. Like, that voice sounds familiar to me. It was very nuanced. Stopping of the steal and accountability for the government. Yeah. I can't tell who that is talking. Do none of y'all have my freaking emotes? DJ, tell me, I get, are all of my emotes still there? Isn't that weird? Or did somebody else add my emotes on? That's why I'm asking. Did somebody else add my emotes to their channel, or are my emotes still there?
Government installation sign for you not to fucking hop the fence at the White House, for you not to storm into the Capitol. Like, are you kidding me? Oh, come on.
No, McGrady, I'm with you. But when the reality is that the government itself opens up the fucking doors and backs itself off to be able to just be in the crowd in order to maintain civility because they didn't have the people there ahead of time, and they already proved that they knew that they needed the people ahead of time from the Judge Kavanaugh hearings. There is no fucking excuse for the government. And then when the government itself decides to start letting people in that building, and then one of our people...
Yeah, but DJ, I'm pretty sure people donated you a sub to my channel. Like, I had 500 followers and over 200 subs. I had something like 230 subs. Like, I had almost 50% of my community had subs. So I would assume you were there pretty early on. I would assume you got one.
The Twitch politics community, our fucking people lose their freedom because of this, and then everybody else wants to come up with excuses for the government instead of holding them liable for what the fuck they did. That's the fucking problem that I have. Because it could be you, Dylan, it could be you, McGrady, Sancho, it wouldn't fucking matter. Anybody in this community, if they were being held up by the fucking government, you better fucking believe that I'd be fighting for every single fucking one of you.
Wait, CTV, do you think... Wait.
All right. See, the question I was trying to ask you earlier is, I understand what your point is there with holding the government accountable, right? I don't think that Congress was in charge of assigning their own security detail. So why are you getting mad at Congress itself, right? And also, there were decisions. Wait, hold on.
Guard being there.
I'm sorry, you're yelling and you're peaking, and I literally can't understand the words that you're saying because your mic is peaking so hard. Okay, so we can assign some sort of responsibility to the government.
So you asked him a question. Do you let him answer?
And because Congress is one of the ones that denied the National Guard being there from the fucking start.
Oh, it's Sansel. Okay.
Wait. If we're talking about governmental responsibility and we're just dredging up all these old gripes, do you think that there's any responsibility on the part of the president for not immediately telling his I'm gonna use a phrase here, his supporters to stand back and stand down?
Why are we even?
Wait, didn't he immediately do that?
You think Trump immediately told the people storming
as soon as he was aware
the Capitol in no uncertain terms to stop what they were doing?
Frankly,
sure it was within like.
I don't think that this is
a situation that I give
so much
about is SuspectSushi being brought up on charges, and there being a warrant placed on him for his arrest for simply even being inside the building and committing no violent acts against no
he
other
chose to do it.
What do you mean he chose?
Everyone there knew.
Wait, CTV.
Everybody there knew that it was a bad decision, like at some level, to go inside of the fucking Capitol building. Everybody saw them fighting police officers down on the fucking floor steps, right? They had to bust through a line of cops. That is a signal right there that this is somewhere we're not allowed to be, but they still did it. Then there was another line of cops right in front of the door.
They fucking knew from the Judge Kavanaugh hearings that they should have had people there to begin with. They were requested people to be there, and
you're assigning all of the blame onto Congress and none of the blame onto the people that attacked all the fucking cops out there and still decided to go into the fucking
because the government is charged with keeping peace. It is their number one fucking job.
Dude. Oh my goodness. I am going to rag on CTV for this. Oh my goodness. This is freaking gold, man. This is gold. The government is charged with keeping the peace. We have no personal responsibility. We don't have to be good citizens. It's on the government to make sure that we're good citizens. That's the only way that we have good citizens, is by the government making sure that we do it, right? Right? That's what he's saying, right? You don't do anything unless the government makes you do it. Just like being peaceful citizens. You're never going to be a peaceful citizen unless the government makes you be a peaceful citizen.
Has to come here. I'm gonna sit here and let me explain why I'm angry at Sushi. I had Sushi on my show. We've had multiple private conversations over a very long period of time, and apparently we were supposed to have bonded, or he believes we bonded, done all this. He joins the Proud Boys organization. He is the founding member when it comes to West Virginia. He founded the chapter. He built the chapter. He is a leadership. He is in Proud Boy leadership. He sees that I was assaulted during the Million MAGA March. I give him the footage of me being assaulted, all that stuff, for him to take to his Proud Boy buddies. He takes it to his Proud Boy buddies. They all dismiss it. He stays in the org. Later, it gets more violent. He stays in the org. Then he sends me messages saying, Dylan, this stuff is getting extreme, like super extreme. It's escalating. It's getting worse. It's getting worse. Stays in the organization. Basically tells me, don't come to school tomorrow. Then, on January 6th, when I'm in my community, he lives in West Virginia. He doesn't live in the D.C. metro area. He comes over here on the specter of Stop the Steal, a conspiracy theory that Donald Trump had his election stolen from under him. Complete nonsense. He goes there with the Proud Boys, with an earpiece in, part of leadership, talking to Joe Biggs and the rest of them. Top top tier stuff. He has photos next to Enrique Tarrio, Proud Boy leadership. He knows the organization is getting more extreme. He knows that it's been violent towards somebody who's his friend, and he stays in it. He goes through all the way until January 6th, where he goes into the Capitol with everyone else. Whether or not it was the government's job to protect that, it was also his job as a citizen not to break the law. It's the social contract there, not to break the law, because that you don't just rush Capitol buildings like that. He was on the front lines of that from start to finish, taking photo ops and all of it. That stuff, him participating in that organization that has been violent towards me all the way up to that, was the final straw for me, man. That was the final fucking straw.
So one thing I'd like to interject just really quickly, Dylan.
That's a nice fantasy that you laid out there, Dylan, right? The nice fantasy that doesn't take into account any of the nuance of the situation that happens that day. And I remember vividly because I was watching it, right? I remember wondering right after the speech, it was like, damn, we're already in some motherfucking pushing up against the police barricades. And then next thing you know, it wasn't just a little while, a couple of hours actually, where things had actually kind of settled out outside of the front, where there was just loads of people fucking everywhere. And then next thing you know, we're getting scenes inside the Capitol where people are actually fucking pretty much being invited in because the doors are open on the side. We've got footage from the sides of the building where people are coming in. There's people coming in from the front side of the fucking buildings. And there's actually people that have broken into a fucking window. So we have multiple points of entry going into this fucking building. And then somehow you think that there's...
And they had to kill freaking cops to get there, dude. They had to kill cops to get inside the building. Are you kidding me? This is so stupid. This is dumb. This is pure stupidity. They had to kill cops to get inside the building. They were invited in because these other guys didn't want to get killed.
Justification for somebody like our friend SuspectSushi, who was in the fucking
your
building.
friend.
We have pictures. Oh, so not your friend.
Not my friend.
Right? So we have pictures of him inside the building, inside of a large crowd of people that just funneled into the fucking building without any type of nuance of understanding of maybe, even if it wasn't, it's really kind of irrelevant at this point. The fact that the Capitol Police didn't have the necessary people there to begin with is clearly the responsibility of the House and the Congress. But let's just assume for a minute, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt that he was being pushed in by the crowd that was behind him, right? Where the fuck is he supposed to go? And then he ends up as an innocent fucking bystander in all this. You got your chat over there painting me as a motherfucking Proud Boy sympathizer, which you know is fucking inaccurate from the fucking start. You don't say shit about it. You might as well do fucking shit about it, right? And then from there, right? Then from there, there's this complete condemnation of the fucking man before we even get to any part of the fucking case. And you're like, fuck this guy. I don't want to hear anything to do with the...
Forget being a Proud Boy sympathizer. You're literally being a QAnon sympathizer right now. Forget Proud Boys. You're simping for QAnon.
The motherfucking case. It doesn't matter that I had a relationship with this guy. None of that fucking matters. Like, the government says something, and therefore I'm going to bend the fucking knee because I'm just...
Vivian Wolf, you're literally simping for Proud Boys, LMAO.
The cuck boy, cat boy.
I saw him take part in the thing that ended up killing members of my community. For all intents and purposes, he saw them assault me. He stayed with them. He told me he saw they was getting more extreme. He stayed with them. And he was part of, and those Proud Boys got violent on the 6th. He stayed with them and then lied on Vosh's stream saying they weren't a big part of what happened on the 6th. He lied. He saw me get beat. It was nothing. He saw everything. It was nothing. And on January 6th, he had an earpiece in and helped organize with the rest of his little Proud Boy buddies, Joe Biggs, Enrique Tarrio, the rest of them. Enrique Tarrio, the same one, got firearm charges in DC as well. I'm not just removing all blame from the government, but if a cop fails to uphold the law and someone breaks the law, you still also broke the law. And it's not only just breaking the law. He shouldn't have been there to support such a stupid event in the first place. The whole event was idiotic. It was based off of a conspiracy theory. He pushed a conspiracy. Yeah, I was. Well, you know what I was doing there? I was opposing it. He did not go there to oppose it. He went there in a Make America Great Again hat with Proud Boy leadership hooked up to his ear. I went there in a Joe Biden hoodie. You think I was there to support that?
Listen, there's another thread, and I can link it to you, CTV, that shows like him organizing people outside of the Capitol to move closer to it. Like me and my stream just went over after I jumped out of your stream earlier. Like he wasn't just funneled into the thing. He actively was like bringing people closer and closer in to get in there. Right?
You know what? As a matter of fact, I'm going to make an executive decision here right now because this has me so fucking pissed off that there's no rational conversation to be had here when it comes to actually holding the government responsible for their fucking decisions, right? So
other people are also responsible for their actions.
No, the government is responsible first because they were the ones responsible.
Okay, no, but then other people are also responsible for
people that went to BLM protests. You would never apply that standard to people that grew up in poverty and joined gangs so that they could afford food for their...
SuspectSushi just said in the chat, I don't have Discord.
fucking children, a formula for their children. You would never apply that standard to them. Why are you applying it to these people that were not forced through any kind of outside action to enter the fucking Capitol, to assault police outside the Capitol? Why do they get ultimate shareability and nobody else does? You would
So I'm
never
gonna
apply
address
that standard to anybody else.
I'm going to address somebody in Dylan's chat, right? I don't give a fuck about the Proud Boys. I don't give two fucks, right? So we're going to start the conversation off from there. What I give a fuck about is somebody that was in the Twitch politics community, right? That was taken up inside of all this thing and then was arrested, right? Potentially arrested, but at least had a warrant fucking brought against him. That's the problem that I have. It doesn't, and like I said to begin with, it wouldn't matter if it was you, Dylan, or Sansol, or Rob, or fucking anybody else. And the fact that your chat is too fucking stupid to be able to understand that just lets me know the level of intelligence is hanging out over there for everybody that's fucking listening, right? Anybody that wants to go on about that Proud Boy fucking bullshit or anything else, y'all fucking have fun, right? Cancel CTV, have fucking fun with that, right? So that being said, I don't give two flying fucks about anything at this point other than somebody that's inside the Twitch politics community being held to some bullshit when the government itself and its...
Oh, yeah. Yeah, he must have downloaded it for CTV. Yeah, he was on Discord just a little while later.
Response was inept. There's no reason
How do you know it's
that's
bullshit,
inside the Twitch
CTV?
politics community that would be reporting on anything to do with the news or press related, which all of us that are participating inside this community definitely are, should be held responsible for fucking anything if they didn't commit a crime against another person on that fucking day. The government is the ones responsible, and the rest of it, frankly, doesn't even fucking matter. The government failed, and the government should be saying thank you that only 5 people died on that fucking day when it could have been a hell of a lot fucking worse.
Wait, if I may jump in here real quick, CTV. It's like what you're saying, it's like the exact opposite. My reflection back on the Capitol has always been the reason why there was such a vast failure by the like quote unquote defense forces that were there is because they didn't open fire. The only way for the people that were there to have been able to control the crowd that was present would have been to open fire. So the lack of loss of life to the extent at which it could have been at, that credit goes to the officers, the men and women who were there defending the Capitol that day. Because it's a general understanding. I've said this before. People who live around DC, I'm also a DC local. Like, you're going to get shot if you charge important federal property.
So what you're telling me at this point is that I should be thankful to the government that because of their ineptness...
No, wait, CTV, I'm trying to inject nuance.
No, here's the nuance, right? Because the government itself did not have the response necessary for the number of people that they knew were going to be there ahead of time, that somehow afterwards, I should be thankful that they only ended up being responsible for 5 fucking people. It's fucking bullshit.
Look,
I understand.
SuspectSushi just offered. Look, SuspectSushi just offered to talk to me, so I'm going to talk to the man directly. But let me just put it this way: in my eyes, he picked the Proud Boys and how they were acting in my community, burning the property of black churches, assaulting.
I know Vivian is about to go off in the chat. I bet you anything you will see her yellow name popping up like crazy in just a second. She's about to get super pissed if he brings SuspectSushi on.
Me and other members of the community. He picked that over me, and I let a lot slide. I let it slide when they attacked me directly. I let it slide when they burned the property of a black church in my community. I let it slide after the Million MAGA March on multiple occasions.
Oh, you guys can't.
And this is my breaking point.
Ah, there it is. You're gonna give him an effing platform now?
This is the point that I break.
You can't trust
hang on.
suspect.
I just want to inject one thing here, Dylan. Two things really. The first I wanted to say is the FBI themselves have openly said in the statement of fact which they filed for public record as part of the arrest justification for Sushi that Sushi did not in fact participate as the first line. He was actually nowhere near the building when the door was broken down. That's for FBI. That's a special agent FBI who actually filed for the warrant for the arrest of Sushi.
He doesn't even need long. Let me be clear though. Him being even arrested isn't even. Well, he kicked me out. Is what it is. Am I kicked out? Okay, bye-bye.
Yeah, you're...
Goodbye. CTV kicked me out. CTV kicked me out. Okay.
Did he kick you out of the server?
He kicked me out of the room. Okay. If I... Oof, that's bad. That is...
Ouch.
Wow, okay. Okay.
CTV booted him from the Discord. He booted him from the what does he call it? The wolf pack? The wolves den?
He's so mad. He's so
Am I supposed to treat people who okay, you know, if someone throws like if somebody's in like a gang or something and that gang throws a brick through my window, I gotta still be like super nice to them. Like on the 4th brick too.
You
on like the 4th brick.
You just have to treat them like small children.
On like the 4th brick.
CTV has just demonstrated that he is a small child.
No, I don't want to. Look. I'm heated. He's heated. I don't want to put it any further. If SuspectSushi wants to talk to me, I'll talk to him in private about why I'm angry. I don't know if me like putting him on the show is a great idea. If he really wants to, make it a private conversation, okay? Also, SuspectSushi, you said you were fine with me leaking it all anyway, so I don't know why you would be mad.
You literally said you can use these receipts against me. You quite literally said that message. I'm sorry.
He's talking to CTV now, so I get kicked out and then whatever. I'm fucking okay. Wow. So he's talking to CTV. Kicks me out. Take SuspectSushi's perspective, not the people who actually have to live here. Nah, the people who come in with their groups and do all this stuff.
True.
when I got some time. I work 6 days a week, but yeah, I got to get back to work.
Yeah, man.
Everybody have a good time and stuff and things.
All right,
Fight the good fight against leftist people. And Dan, is Danabo still here?
Yes.
Yeah, stay out of trouble, sir.
I didn't. Well, I guess Dylan didn't want to talk because he wanted to do it on his terms.
Yeah, he replied to the DM simply for being in the fucking vicinity is not fucking good enough. Government, you need to go ahead and fix yourself before you start holding anybody else accountable for a fucking thing. Your job failed from the start. That's the fucking problem.
Well, I guess Dylan didn't want to talk because he wanted to do it on his terms.
Yeah, he replied to the DM and said he lost me on the 6th. That's all he had to say.
No, okay.
Anyway,
I don't know if you guys can tell, but I'm extremely broken up about it.
I'm just sad to see your friendship thrown away over something. That just makes me sad.
I went to Dylan Sushi. I said, perhaps you should just talk in private, not on stream for.
I don't know if you guys can see this. So there's a hot tub right here in front of CTV, and you can hear like bubbles in the background.
I think.
I mean, he already utilized me for content today. He's just probably had his fill and doesn't want to go back on his whole "I don't want to platform him again" statement because
it's very difficult. When there's a bunch of people. There's a bunch of people around him all shouting in his ears, telling him what to think and what to say and how to feel.
He has the ultimate person. I heard Vivian Wolf on his stream. That Vivian Wolf, by the way, it said multiple death threats and threats of physical harm to me, and threatened to dox me and try to ruin my chances of joining the military. That's an excellent person to have around you.
Well,
true
story.
Yeah,
just try to over if you want to. It's
you gotta go,
ultimate,
Sushi,
man. Yeah.
I don't have the patience for it. By the way, I do get off work at 2:30 and I get home by like 3. I could probably just turn my stream on and just be a complete asshole for a little while before going to sleep. So there's that.
Well, I'll probably be in bed by then, brother. But 3 a.m.
I'm sure
late.
I'm sure some fucking degenerates will be around.
Maybe, man. I appreciate you taking the time out and at least let me know you're all right, because dude, I was
just be careful with what you stream, Sushi, because
I stream Grand Blue.
Yeah, he knows all this, Buckeye. I think that repeating it is just.
As a former investigator, what?
As a former investigator, I would, if I were investigating you, right, I would connect everybody, as many people to you as I can, right, to put the pressure on you to get you to, either give information on somebody else or to save them, to take the heat to save them. All right, so that's and that's what Doghouse was saying. All right, so it's not a matter of what you say. Somebody else they may connect what somebody in this stream says in the chat or whatever, right, and try to put it on you a little bit. All right.
Gotcha.
So it's just that's what I'm saying. Just be careful. And if you need any questions answered, just hit me up. I'll give you the LEO mindset on where it's coming from.
So he doesn't have a channel on YouTube, and he doesn't have any videos on Twitch.
I'm saying just be careful. And if you need any questions answered, just hit me up. I'll give you the LEO mindset on where it's coming from. So
gotcha.
And hey, Sushi.
Yeah, what's up?
Like I told you before, man, appreciate you coming in and let me know that you're all right, and love you, bro.
I love you too, man. Like I told you, it wasn't that big a deal.
I'm just look, man. I appreciate you stepping up, all those months ago, and
I don't know, dude. I wish you took my warning. You wouldn't have to have dealt with crime for so long.
Well, I mean, I got out of that shit, and frankly, I think that the Wolfpack has been doing some good things as far as getting to the truth, and like I get what you did, I get what you said, and
you wouldn't have had to have dealt with Prime. What does he mean? What does that mean?
Like I get what you did. Frankly, I think that the Wolfpack has been doing some good things. Look, man, I appreciate you stepping up, all those months ago. And
I don't know, dude. I wish you took my warning. You wouldn't have to have dealt with Prime for so long.
Well, I mean, I got it.
What does that mean? You wouldn't have had dealt with primes for so long.
Out of that shit, and frankly, I think that the Wolfpack has been doing some good things about it as far as getting to the truth, and like I get what you did, I get what you said, and all things reveal themselves in time, right? You just have to be patient enough to be able to allow it to expose themselves, right?
Yeah, it sounded like he said prime. All right. I gotta edit this video before I go to sleep. So let's see. I will be back on around like 7 or 8 o'clock tonight. So I'll see you then. Later, fools.